Hey guys, so today we're talking about transforming lines. Some of the definitions we're going to talk about is a family of functions. This is a group of functions with similar characteristics. And then our parent function. We've talked about this quite a bit. We have a linear parent function. If we look at the word linear, what sticks out to us? The word line. So this is our parent function for the line, which is y equals x, which again we've already talked about before. So we start with y equals x, and then from there we can change the slope and we can change the y-intercept where it starts on our graph. So the parent function, if we look at it, we've got our m and our b. Our m is whatever's next to the x. So if I look here, what number is next to our x? Well, I've got 1x, so my slope is 1. And my b is what's by itself. What's being added or subtracted? Nothing is. So my b is 0. Nothing's being added or subtracted. So when I go to graph this over here, my beginning, is starting at 0. So I'm going to put a point at 0. Then I'm going up 1 over 1 for my slope. Or I could also go down -1 and to the left -1, because -1 divided by -1 is also 1. So that's the parent function, and from there we can change the slope. We can make the slope get steeper. We can make the slope get less steep. We can change the slope and make it negative. We can also change where this starts on the graph. So every line has a y-intercept. That's our beginning. If you change it, oh, whoops, sorry, y'all. Transformations. Transformations is just a translation. And in this word translation, you see the word SL. That means to slide. We're shifting it, sliding it up and down. So translation or shift, we're sliding it. You can also have reflections. In the word reflection, I want you to focus in on the FL. Reflection means we're flipping or mirroring. So when I reflect it, what's happening if it's a positive slope, it's going to flip over that y-axis and become a negative slope. If I have a negative slope, it flips and becomes a positive slope. So again, every line has a y-intercept, and if you change it, the line will be shifted up or down. So again, that's our starting position. It's if I'm starting at -5, I'm going down and starting at -5 on my y-axis. If it's starting at 8, I'm going up and starting at 8 on my y-axis. So if we look at this down here, if the b increases, we're going up. If the b decreases, we're going down. That's what we just said. So let's try an example. F of x equals x, and we're shifting up 3 units. So right now my b is what? What am I adding or subtracting? That's right, 0. So there's nothing there, but this time I want us to start at 3. So I don't want my slope to change. I'm keeping my slope the same. So f of x equals keeping that the same. Whatever number's in front of x is staying. But then I want to make it 3. So I'm going to add 3 to it. So it'll start at 3. What about this guy? We want it shifted down 6 units. So again, slope stays the same. All of this stays the same except for I want to change my b, my starting point, my beginning. Well, I want to go down 6. So if I do +6, that's going to make it go up 6. So I want to go down. I need to make it -6. If we look at number 3, we've got the function f of x is graphed below. If g of x is translated, we're sliding, SL, slide, down 2 units, draw the graph. So right now, let's find out what the graph is. It's going through 0, that's my beginning, and the slope is up 1 over 1. So this line, f of x, which is just a fancy way of saying y, has a slope of 1, so 1x, and then plus 0, but I don't really have to put plus 0. That's kind of extra information. That's where it's starting. Now I want to make it g of x. I want it to start down 2 units. So when I go to draw this, I want it to start at -2. So starting at -2, and I'm going to go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, or down 1 to the left 1. And then when I connect my dots, I should have something like this. That's g of x. The slope is still just 1x, but at this time I have a beginning of -2. So all I did was take this parent line here and moved it down 2. Let's try number next. The parent function f of x equals x is graphed below. So I know this is f of x equals x. Draw 2 other lines that represent vertical translations of the graph. So we're sliding up or down. So you're just moving your b. Some examples might be starting at +4. Then I do my slope up 1 over 1 or down 1 to the left 1. Connect my dots. It has the same slope as my parent function, but I'm changing my y-intercept to make it be +4. Or I could go down on my graph and I could make it -3. Keep my slope the same, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, or down 1 to the left 1. Connect my dots. And I've got f of x equals x minus 3 because it's a -3. And that's all I have.